Can you hear the difference in pronunciation between hat and cat? Yep, there is a slight difference. Let's talk about it in today's episode of the Accent Journey. Welcome back to the podcast for non native speakers of American English who want to sound clearer, more confident, and more natural when they speak. I'm Steve Nelson, an American English accent coach with AccentFirst.com. In the last few episodes, we focused on vowel contrasts. Today, we're shifting back to consonant sounds, specifically one of the most important sounds in English, the t sound, which of course is represented by the letter T. But we're not just going to learn how you pronounce it, we're also going to learn when not to release it. So, what does this even mean? Let's start with an awareness exercise. Try making a few sounds right now. T, 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 t. What's happening is your mouth is going through a three-phase process. First, your tongue goes up to your gum ridge above your teeth and stops the airflow. This is why we call t a stop consonant. It then builds up slight pressure behind the tongue, and finally it releases, meaning the tongue goes down and lets out a slight puff of air. So we stop the airflow, build up pressure, and then release it by dropping the tongue. Now try saying the words CAT and BUT. For like most people, you probably said it this way. Cat, but. Did you hear that little puff of air at the end of the t? Cat, but. This is called the released T. But what if we didn't release the air? What if we just put our tongue on our gum ridge and built up pressure, stopping the airflow completely and not releasing it? What would that sound like? Well, it would sound like this. Cat, but. There's no release. My tongue just stays up there in the gum ridge. That's called the unreleased T or held T because we hold our tongue on the gum ridge and don't drop it when we make the t sound. So let's compare these two words, both with the released T and the held T. Cat, cat, but, but. All right, so what does this even mean? Why do we need to do this? And when do we use the held T? Well, we typically hold the t sound before another consonant sound. So, for example, native speakers will not say sit down, but sit down. Can you hear in the second version how the t is not being released? There's no puff of air. We simply hold our tongue up to the gum ridge and then transition into the next sound. Releasing the T sounds unnatural here. That's just not how we link the t sound in English. Sit down instead of sit down, while dropping it makes a sound not very articulate. Sit down, as if we're speaking in a very lazy way. Another common problem is to add an extra sound after the T. For example, sit down or get back. Let's practice this slowly by breaking it down step by step. First, say the word with a fully released T. Sit. And then second, stop the air. Sit. Hold it briefly, don't release. And then third, continue to the next sound. Sit down. Sit down. The key is to touch, stop, and continue. Let's do some practice. Repeat after me. Sit down. Get back. Hot dog. Not bad. That place. Last week. First place. Best friend. Next step. Just wait. Focus on stopping the t and not releasing it. Now some short sentences. First I'll say them slowly, then a bit more naturally. I'll sit down over there. I'll sit down over there. Let's get back to work. Let's get back to work. That place looks nice. That place looks nice. It's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. We had a great time. We had a great time. Now some dialogue practice. Repeat both roles and focus on holding the t. Dialogue 1. Should we sit down here? Yes, let's sit down. Should we sit down here? Yes, let's sit down. Dialogue 2. Can we get back to the topic? Yes, let's get back to it. Can we get back to the topic? Yes, let's get back to it. Dialogue 3. Did you eat the cake? No, I didn't eat the cake. Did you eat the cake? No, I didn't eat the cake. Now for this week's practice passage. First, I'll say it slowly, then a bit more naturally. Last week, I went to a great place with a friend. We sat down, talked for a long time, and had a good time. After that, we got back on the train and went home. It wasn't perfect, but it was not bad at all. Last week, I went to a great place with a friend. We sat down, talked for a long time, and had a good time. After that, we got back on the train and went home. It wasn't perfect, but it was not bad at all. All right, let's review the key takeaways for this week. First, t is not always released in English. Sometimes it's held. 2, before consonants, it often becomes a stop without a release, or a held T. And 3, this makes speech smoother and more natural. If you remember one thing, touch the t, don't release it before consonants. For this week, listen for the t before consonants. Practice stopping the sound without releasing it. And use short phrases like not bad, sit down, and record yourself. It really helps. Thanks for continuing the accent journey. This podcast is brought to you by Accent First Speech Communication Services and is hosted by me, Steve Nelson. Drop us a line at info@accentfirst.com. Our music is Hypnosis by Vendredi. And if you enjoy the show, make sure you're subscribed on your favorite podcast player. And don't forget to rate our podcast, leave a review, and also a comment letting us know what you think of the show. Until next time, keep listening, keep practicing, and keep refining the small details that make a big difference.